Your Friday night on Fox League starts at the foot of the Blue Mountains, Black Panther territory. The Penrith Panthers, that is, against the Warriors. Two desperate teams badly in need of a string of victories. The home team, 2 wins, 7 losses so far. The Warriors, slightly better, 3 wins, 6 defeats. It is a tipster's nightmare, this game, but that might just make for fantastic viewing to start your Friday night on Fox League. I'm Matt Russell, sideline Brett Finch and Lara Pitt beside me in the box. Michael Ennis, Stephen Blocker-Roach. Men, what is in store tonight in Penrith?
Look, I think we're going to see some smash-up derby in the middle of the ruck here tonight. I watched the Penrith Panthers warm up. I'll tell you what, they are on, and I just wonder what the resolve is going to be if the Panthers get beat here tonight. He's made a lot of changes, made a lot of positional changes. It'll be interesting to see. They're on fire at the moment after last week's effort. The Warriors, I thought they didn't depend too much on that man, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Taher Harris had a great game for them. They held on to the football. That was their main thing last week. But I reckon the first 20 minutes here this evening, buckle up. I reckon it's going to be on.
Desperate blocker for these men. Penrith, 5 straight defeats. You've got to go back to 2002 to find the last time they dropped 6 straight. And Mick, they stayed on the field much longer than the Warriors.
Yep. It
was Jimmy Maloney in the middle of a huddle barking instructions. They looked switched on.
Well, you think of the Melbourne Storm when they were challenged by their coach. The 2 men that rose to the top were Cameron Smith and Cameron Munster, and that's what Jimmy Maloney is to this Panthers side. His experience, he's had success at every club that he's been at, and he's in uncharted waters at the moment. He's never experienced this, and he doesn't want to be here anymore. But Jimmy can't do what Jimmy does unless the likes of Tamo and Tim Grant set the platform through the centre third of the field. The good sides that I played in, I think back to that Broncos side with Webke and Sivanasiva. I think of Fafita and Gallen and Pryor at the Sharks. When we were ever in trouble, they led the way, and it starts tonight in the engine room.
Yeah, you're 100% right there, Mick. They are looking for a leader. You know, James Tamo is a great player, he's a good international, been around State of Origin for a long, long time, but I don't think he's the type of bloke that's going to lead the way. They need to get someone to take the bull by the horns in this game of footy in front of their home crowd, and they need to play well for the first 20 minutes and put it right on the Warriors.
We are standing by for a moment's silence for Australia's longest-serving Labor Prime Minister, Bob Hawke, who sadly passed last night. The Rugby League world extending its sympathies to a nation that adored Bob Hawke.
Passing Australia's 23rd Prime Minister, Mr. Hawke. His popularity and legacy transcend traditional politics. He was a larger-than-life figure that contributed so much to the fabric of Australian society. Please stand for a moment's silence as we show our respect for Mr. Bob Hawke. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Hawkey, as he was known, no doubt watching a sport he loved from above tonight, having handed out so many premiership trophies. And, of course, waiting to see the federal election unfold tomorrow. But first, it's Friday night on Fox League. Cody Nikorima and Blake Green in the halves for the Warriors. Jimmy Maloney and Nathan Cleary, 2 men under immense pressure at Penrith, and Isaac Luke finding his way back into this Warriors team because Nathaniel Roach has succumbed to a back problem. Can the veteran props, James Tamo and Tim Grant, lead Penrith to happier times, or is it the reigning Dally M medalist shining again as he has this season? James Fisher-Harris with that always look of intent on his face. As we've said, desperate men do desperate things, and both teams are exactly that. Henry Perinara getting the thumbs up. And we are set for kickoff after the ball boy finally is awake to the fact that the kicking tee is required. A little bit of a false start there, the big build-up. But James Maloney, speaking of big build-up, really revving up the troops. It was fantastic to see in the middle of the ground, having been beaten badly at Suncorp Stadium before that Wagga Wagga. Friday night footy underway on Fox League. Maloney kicking towards the northern end of Panther Stadium, and it's Leeson Armour with the first curry of the game. Can the Warriors back up that comeback win against St George Illawarra as part of Magic Round? Ken Momalo on a real scoring run for them. They trailed by 10 points against the Dragons. They were down 18-6 at one stage, but found a way out. And now they're here to go back-to-back, something they haven't done since late last season, the Warriors. Parsi playing the ball for Luke, middle of the ground, and it's Lachlan Bird chopped down by Viliami kick-out. Right around the legs, and Luke running out of dummy half. Now passing for Herbert, the rookie in this back line, and he's ankle tapped. Back to his feet. And he finds his way to the 30-metre line on tackle 5. Good first set from the Warriors. Plenty of go forward, and Green puts it high. An early tester out wide where it's not contested, pushed backwards by the Warriors, picked up, and Leeson Armour will take the final tackle.
Not the end of set the Warriors were after there, but a lovely 4 tackles before that started with Mamalo charging upfield, and a nice shift out to young Patrick Herbert out on this right-hand side, and you can already see slippery conditions down on the surface tonight and a bit of change of angles, players slipping around.
And this man, Dylan Edwards, back in the NRL after some time in the Canterbury Cup, sent back there to build some confidence again after a few error-riddled performances. Sione Katoa starting now. No Wade Egan for the Panthers. And back towards the middle of the ground. It's Tamo setting his sights on halfway, but grabbed by 3 Warriors, 10 metres short of that mark. And Cleary completes, driving it through the line at body height. It skids down to Tuivasa-Sheck, who is off and running at Panthers Stadium. 4th in the league for line breaks, 2nd in the league for tackle busts. Is it Roger Tuivasa-Sheck to break the hearts of Penrith tonight? Really defensive signs, solid in this set from Penrith. As it goes through Blake Green and Fusatua, flicking out the back. Herbert sees some room, fending away from the debutant, Brian To'o. He's a handful, isn't he? Herbert in NRL Game 4, the former Dragons lower grader.
Well, I do like this from the Penrith Panthers. The first couple of sets, there's some intent in their defence early in this game.
Nikorima across the ground, hitting Petahiku. He loses the ball, and Penrith get a result. The first error of the game forced on the visitors.
Yeah, one-on-one strip there. Nice play from the Penrith Panthers, but the Warriors really catching this compressed defensive line. We spoke about the energy that the Panthers needed defensively, trying to compress their defensive line to get numbers in the contact, and it's been nice vision from Blake Green and young Cody Nikorima moving the ball early.
Here he is, the 20-year-old debutant, Brian To'o. You might have heard him called Brian 2, but he's corrected everyone this week. It's O'o with a 2. Middle of the ground, here's some opportunity for the Panthers. James Tamo puts a skip in his run. He's tackled 12 metres out.
I think that's going to make a huge difference too. James Fisher-Harris is the man who ran in the ruck there, got the football away on an edge. Here he is again.
And it's swatted down by Hiku, knocked on, but he had to play at that. They were building numbers, the Panthers.
Well, they've been playing him in the middle there at lock forward, James Fisher-Harris. Now, he's had to do a lot of defensive work, averaging 45 tackles a game. I like him on an edge. Ball goes, the hand put out by Hiku. But good to see him running the football.
Yeah, he had to make that play there, Hiku. It was nice little subtlety to his game there. Fisher-Harris looking to ball play and find Farah, who was charging into the next hole. And Hiku just did enough. Good signs from both sides, moving the ball, Matt.
Stay there.
The Panthers needed a much better start. It goes without saying after giving up 24 points in the first 20 minutes last weekend. Here's kick out. Tackle 1, 14 out, middle of the ground, and now the whistle in their favour. Too long on the tackled player. It was Isaiah Papali'i conceding early in the set. This is Liam Martin.
and didn't take the 2 there, the Panthers. They're confident.
They want the full 6. Taking a different tack to what we saw from West Tigers last night in Melbourne. And now again, a second quick penalty.
Oh, stay tight, son.
No warning there from either referee. As Tamo has the first run of this new set. Can they land the first blow, Penrith? Something they haven't done in recent weeks. Cleary is dropping a support player underneath. Dean Farre wrapped up by Tuivasa-Sheck. Out of dummy half, Katoa. Little lost, now he kicks into the in-goal very early in the count, and Heku wrapped up in-goal. Well, breathing a big sigh of relief there was the kicker for Penrith.
Well, I don't mind that, kicking early in the tackle count, just to keep everyone up. We'll kick in and behind.
I think what they're trying to do there, Blockers, they were trying to come back towards the post to set up this left-hand side of the Panthers where their strike weapons of Kikau and Wonga Blake are. And you saw just James Tamo getting in the road there of young Katoa, and he showed great skill to get a repeat set. Keep an eye on this shift to the left-hand side for the Panthers.
Herbert with a goal line dropout that goes very close to that eastern sideline. It's collected down around the ankles by James Fisher-Harris. A tricky pickup for the back rower who does well. Now Liam Martin. Maloney finds Cleary, on he goes. Wonga Blake straightens and takes a good tackle. It's Herbert, assisted by Green. Cleary again. Tim Grant with a gallop towards the 10-metre line. He finds it. Katoa into dummy half. 2 plays left for Penrith as they explore the short side. And there's no room given to kick out. Final play. Katoa pointing right and sending it that way for Maloney to Grubber. Again, it's well weighted into the in-goal. The Warriors have to play at it. And back-to-back goal line dropouts forced on them.
Yeah, no surprise, James Maloney taking control of the early stages of this game. Lovely little kick. Just watch the angle of the kick there, just on the inside of his foot. Sits it up perfectly in the in-goal, sustaining pressure. I'd love to see them play away from kick out a little bit. The side's now just putting so many defenders in front of him because he's just such a threat. But they leave the opposite side of the field vulnerable as we see a short kick-off.
It's covered by Penrith and taken well. Darren Watene-Zelezniak, of course, spending plenty of time at fullback. That's his preferred position, and he was left to catch that one, and now attack from close range, the Panthers.
Hold, wait.
Tamo plays it, and Katoa finds Martin. The Temora Dragon, now a Penrith Panther. 5 metres out, all this possession and position. Can they capitalise? Kick out. Couldn't get away from Green, but it was Lachlan Bird, the man most responsible for the stop. Assisted by Herbert. Back the other way they go. Cleary, and Grant can't bump away. Forced to ground by Armau over the top. Now Cleary again, the grubber picked up on the move by Fusatua. Take a bow, Warriors defending well and getting out of trouble.
Yeah, I've got to say that the Penrith Panthers didn't throw that much at him. They gang tackled the big fellow over here and kick out. They get a penalty to boot too, don't really have to work the ball off their own line. Good defence there by the Warriors, but I've got to say, the Panthers, although they had a couple of repeat sets, didn't throw that much at them.
No, they certainly didn't. I'm with you there, Block. They spend more time on the opposition goal line than any other side in the competition, yet they're only averaging 13 points a week. It's bizarre with the amount of strike weapons they've got when you think of Blake and Kikau, and on the other side of the field, Fisher-Harris and Farre. They just can't get it right at the moment, the Penrith Panthers.
Well, Brett Finch, sideline, good evening to you. Tell us about the mental dent you take when you attack for that long and come away empty-handed.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, Matty. Good evening, guys. It's great positive play from Penrith, but like you said, if they don't come up with points, could be old here we go again. Good little battle on this western side. Young Herbert up against Blake. Seen Herbert make a few metres early in the game. And you're right, Mick Kikau, he's the most destructive runner, but he's also probably their best decoy. Yeah. They need to play away from him.
This is Papali'i sporting that flash new haircut. The long locks are gone. He's been to the Stephen Blocker Roach barber.
The old short back and sides, a college cut.
Isaac Luke in jumper 22 for Tuivasa-Sheck to hold the ball up. Now give it for Fusatua, who left it behind. All the hard work was done. There's a shake of the head from the Warriors right winger.
Well, the play was almost too good. Tuivasa-Sheck injected himself on a short side. You see Isaac Luke get out of dummy half. Look at the footwork. He gets on the outside of Maloney. Holds the ball up. He should have taken that one.
Mick, when you looked at this game, could you come up with anything confidently that you thought was going to happen? Any predictions that you thought, yes, I like that?
Stay in.
The silence
I
definitely.
think both sides at the moment, we just haven't seen that level of consistency yet in any part of their game. Flashes of brilliance, not enough consistency, to be honest, Matt.
Edwards, out of dummy half blocker.
And when you have a look at the Panthers up the other end there, when they're putting all sorts of pressure off, they started the game 7 from 7. So they should have come away with some points there with all that pressure.
Penrith 30 out from their line. Poor play the ball, allowed to continue. The referees deem that one legal. And Tamo tries to drag 4 Warriors forwards with him. Maloney to Grant, who angles his run towards Blake Green. The Warriors relieved to get their regular number 7 back. And here's Maloney. A wobbly old kick. It bounces once and Tuivasa-Sheck goes straight to Ken Momalo. Their leading try scorer this season, Ken. 7 tries in 9 outings so far.
Well, the big thing you look at too, Matty and Mick, is 20 tries from the Warriors' backs. There's only 8 from the Penrith side, so lacking a lot of confidence. You've just got to believe in yourself.
Here's Hiku wrapped up. What will give them confidence is their outstanding recent record against the Warriors. As Green completes, driving it long, turning To'o around. He gathers safely. His first catch of the evening, a confidence booster for the 20-year-olds. The St Mary's Junior, there are 5 St Mary's Juniors in this Penrith lineup, and here's the latest in jumper 2, Brian To'o. Wateni Zalesniak slammed on his back. Edwards probing. So the back 3 starting this set. Katoa finds a forward eventually in the form of Fisher Harris. And he enters Warriors territory. Cleary long through Maloney now. Wanga Blake with that trademark skip, but they're awake to the Fijian threat. Blake and kick out. Ooh. Now Maloney gets the kick away. It's high. It's a tester at the back, but it's taken well with a jump backwards by Tuivasa-Sheck. And he almost gets away from the lead chaser. It was Sione Katoa doing enough.
A superb take there from Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, and that footwork really starting to trouble the Penrith Panthers. A slippery deck down on ground level as we see Mamalo over the top of Nathan Cleary.
What about those 2 runs? Firstly, Fusatua, then Ken Mamalo, off the back of Roger Tuivasa-Sheck asking questions. What a back 3 they are.
There is no more power in the game than Fusatua and Mamalo on the back of this. Another run from Peter Hiku.
And Mick, you win that penalty because of the hard runs that they've done at the back 3 to start the set off. And the Panthers are just trying to slow them down a little bit. Just hang on a little bit. There's Cleary getting knocked out the back. To pull his strides up on the way back.
Missed tackles ominous for Penrith. Brett Finch, your sideline there. What about this size and strength of the Warriors back 3?
Yeah, it's always been their strength, isn't it, Matty? The way they start their sets, such power and explosiveness. I love the way they're testing the edges here tonight, the Warriors. Usually a power team through the middle, but they're looking to shift the ball and they've found a bit of room on the fringes.
Isaac Luke through Green, the inside ball for Parsi, and he takes good metres. Very close to the Penrith red zone here. Luke, Green on the other side of the field. Quick hands, Hiku. He gets the ball away. On here for Lachlan Burr. He flicks it out the back. Tohu Harris again, his second possession in this play. And this time he dies with the ball. Isaac Luke going it alone. Isaac Luke down low. And Isaac Luke says, I've come up with the first try. Called in late for Nathaniel Roach and delivering the first 4-pointer.
Just make sure Isaac Luke retains possession, please, mate. Make sure he retains possession.
We're just checking to see if the Warriors hooker Isaac Luke gets the ball down. There's a collision there with kick out.
Sent up as try. And that's the way
Isaac
we
Luke
stay.
retains possession through the entire process and grounds the ball in goal. We have a decision.
It was a really nice sequence of plays from Blake Green. He orchestrated it beautifully, the Warriors halfback. A lovely short ball for Petahiku, who's been in terrific form the last fortnight. And really positive signs, hasn't it been, from Isaac Luke a number of times now, getting out of acting half, and on the back of the charge on the previous play, a scattered ruck. There's no more dangerous ball runner from acting half than Isaac Luke. There's the line there from Hiku, just charged into the gap off Harris, who's one of the real quality edge-back rowers that can ball play. And there you see, defenders left on the ground, Luke out of acting half, and a waiting defensive line with ball in two hands. Great play from Isaac Luke.
Well, it was amazing effort there from the Warriors, considering on the back of the penalty. From the back three, they made it up the 30-metre line, won a penalty, kicked downfield. They've gone the length of the field in 2 sets. Always love seeing Isaac Luke running front dummy half. Had a lot of traffic around him under that post there. Kick out, couldn't grab him. Here's the conversion.
Patrick Herbert from right in front takes full value. It means that Penrith have conceded the first try now in the last 4 games, Finch, in 7 of 10 outings so far this season.
Yeah, and it's a worry how soft that was, boys. They're obviously winning the physical battle here, the Warriors. Super quick play, the ball scattered the ruck. There was one marker man on the ground. And I guess, Mick, I'll ask you, is that worrying signs that Isaac Luke could just stroll over so easily?
Well, it's a luxury for Isaac Luke if they're going to present that all night. I mean, on the back of last week where Robbie Farah absolutely brained them in the opening 20 minutes through the centre third, you thought they'd get that right tonight. But not the case. The first time down there really for the Warriors, and Isaac Luke was all too easy.
Nathan Cleary with a worried look. Chases this kickoff, taken by Tuivasa-Sheck. And running onto the ball, it's Leeson Armour. Hard to believe that Stephen Kearney didn't name Isaac Luke or Adam Blair. Those two between them, more than 500 premiership games, nearly 100 Kiwi internationals. A late reprieve for Isaac Luke, and here's Nicarima sitting it up for Ken Momalo. He bumps away from one, and then the ball is swatted out of his possession. This will be play on, and the tackle count resumes.
I think it's a fair ruling too. The ball was knocked out. Play on.
Great signs from Nicarima. And now Parsi. Can the Warriors go back-to-back? Numbers to the left, and that's the way they send it through Green. A flat ball for Armour, who tries to spin in the tackle and present the offload. Instead, he takes the tackle. Green it is. Showing it a couple of times and hitting Tuivasa-Sheck. He dummies. Now Herbert. Herbert still going. Patrick Herbert. What a start to his NRL career he is having. His 4th game, and he collects his 2nd premiership try.
Well, it's just the ease, the way the Warriors are able to roll through the middle of the ruck here, especially after points. Someone from the Panthers had to make a statement. Nicarima it was, who made the break out of dummy half. Now, I said it before the game, they haven't had a running half like this bloke since Stacey Jones. He might be the ingredient that's missing. There's the knockdown here, and that's play on. The ball's gone backwards, accidental. They laid up on the left-hand side, come back to right, and he backs himself this time, Patrick Herbert, to score the try.
It's been a mighty fine start from the Warriors halfback, Blake Green, and every time he's had an opportunity one-on-one with Wonga Blake, young Herbert, he's just been a handful, hasn't he? Every time he's carried the ball, I mean, it's only his 3rd run. He's had 61 metres and 7 tackle breaks to start the game. What a fine young Herbert's been.
22-year-old. an Auckland junior who came through the lower grades at the Dragons. In the under-20s, he played 26 games and collected 20 tries. That was 2016. He's continued his double-figure try scoring in the reserve grade competition for the last 2 years. He seeks an opportunity at the Warriors and goes on with the job at NRL level.
Well, we all know the strength of the outside backs of the Warriors, but Blake Green, I know I'm harping on about it, but he's setting this game up beautifully. He's hitting one side of the field, then reloading, rallying his troops, getting them into position, and then just moving the ball early. That time he found Tuivasa-Sheck. No greater threat in the game at the moment than Tuivasa-Sheck.
Herbert converts his own try so confidently. Brett Finch sideline. It's as if the Warriors are angling this right side attack directly towards you.
Yeah, with it. Well, they know I'll miss plenty of tackles. Don't worry about that, Matty. Well, it was the right side for Penrith last week. This week it's the left side. Kikau and Maloney have already missed 10 tackles between them. Herbert's been on fire. And real concerns for Penrith. We've seen the Warriors march 65 metres down the field off the opening kick-off the first set. That set after points, they strolled 100 metres right down the middle of them, shifted wide to the right, and then another great try from young Herbert. We've seen him take on Chambers in his debut in the Anzac Day match.
Behind.
Now he's taken on Blake.
Well, the other thing we've got to remember too is Tuivasa-Sheck made a break in the first 5 minutes. Had the ball gone to hand, it'd be 18-0.
Passy back into Penrith, and you saw the missed tackle count, 22 by Penrith, 2 against the Warriors, remembering the dominance in terms of possession that Penrith had early.
Now, where does Ivan Cleary go from here, Mick? He's made the big shake-up. They've shaken the side up. They've changed. They've made 5 changes in this game. And they look up and they're 12 points down.
Oh, it's a worrying start. Block, real worrying signs here from the Panthers.
We're yet to reach the 20-minute mark in this first half. And they're down 12-0. Tuivasa-Sheck holding that ball out in front, and it's Kikau shutting him down. Kikau just a little sluggish back into position as the kick from Nikorima goes high across the ground, and it's gathered by Watene Zelezniak. But the defence, the chase, was sweating on him.
Yeah, it's a big period here for the Penrith Panthers. They can ill afford to concede another 4-pointer. I'm really concerned. I mean, Nikorima's a wonderful ball runner, so too Isaac Luke. And the way they've strolled through the ruck of the Panthers in this opening 20 minutes has been a real concern. No doubt that's the message from Ivan Cleary. Tighten up our ruck defence.
Just then, Papali'i and Isaac Luke grabbed Dylan Edwards and drove him backwards, and they try to do the same again. Cleary drives the ball towards open territory, turning Ken Mamalo around, and the ball will trickle down into the end goal. Mamalo with work to do, and he does enough just.
That's a great kick. That's exactly what the Panthers needed. Now they need to respond. Their defensive unit needs to drag and rip right in, as Mamalo, you see in the back of your screen there. He's in all sorts of trouble. And now the Warriors on their third tackle, only 5 metres out from their line. Great play from the halfback.
Mamalo clutching at a hip, and the defensive intensity going up a gear by the Panthers off the back of the Cleary kick. 4 tackles down, the Warriors yet to get beyond their 20. They do now, but the mistake almost comes from Isaac Luke. Look at where they're kicking from. Blake Green on top of his own 22, so the Panthers with their best passage of the game.
Well, you've got to ask where that energy was early. They had the Warriors pinned on their own line a couple of times. The speed of the line was the secret there. As Mick mentioned, it was a perfect kick from Cleary. Mamalo had to bring the ball back on his own line. He's still down injured.
That sets the mindset for the whole set. When your halfback puts a kick into the corner and you lead your chase down there like Zelezniak did, and you get stuck into them, look at Fisher-Harris there. That's the intent. That's the moment where the Panthers side need to respond. That's the blueprint of what they need to reignite their season.
Mamalo wore an accidental knee from Watene Zelezniak, high on the leg, on the hip, the glutes.
Big
Trying to score in 5 straight games. The first time in his career, Ken. You're right. Look at the size of them. Hard to miss them if you're chasing through.
You know what I've noticed about the Panthers? A lot of one-out running for their forwards. You watch. No one goes with them. They're all waiting for the next play for Maloney and also Cleary to put something on. You've got to support around the footy. Otherwise, you're a sitting duck.
Maloney swings it back towards his halfback. Cleary kicks and then he's tackled. Momalo tests that injury and is forced touch and goal.
How smart is he? Honestly, he knows that he's injured over there on that left-hand side, Momalo. It just takes a bloke like Maloney just to pick it out. A little grubber kick, comes back the other way. It's Cleary it is. He knows that he's injured. He can't turn and chase that good. And again, the chase good from the Panthers.
10 seconds.
So can he work this, let's call it a cork, some sort of injury of that ilk?
They need points. They need points in this set, the Panthers.
Again, the goal line dropout allowed to bounce, and it's taken by Fisher-Harris. They keep tempting fate, and now the ball is on the ground, and it's ruled an error by Penrith.
Shot clock is on.
Yeah, things just not going right at the moment for the Panthers. Down on confidence, second guessing themselves. Gets an arm free there. Fisher-Harris and Katoa just takes his eyes off it. Hiku in his face. You don't need that sort of offload. It's a pressure pass. They've been under all sorts of pressure. They've hardly had the ball in the last 10 minutes. And they get a number of repeat sets and just turn the ball over cheaply. Ivan Cleary will be pulling his hair out at the moment.
Brett Finch sideline. What's the Panthers' talk like at the moment?
Yeah, it's pretty quiet, mate. It started to get better, that set off a couple of great plays from Nathan Cleary, but when your confidence is down and your team's not playing well, the first thing that goes is to talk amongst your teammates, and you really feel isolated. There's nothing better when your team's up and about. It feels like there's 17 of you on the field, so they just need to hang in here, Penrith. They build a bit of momentum there. They need to stick with it.
Isaac Luke, all that experience, picking a time to run and giving them front foot. Now a penalty. Penrith too long on the tackle player. Katoa and Cade Ellis, the men picked out.
Yeah, it's good signs to start the game from that man, Isaac Luke. He's terrorising the Panthers middle. Anytime there's a player laid out of the tackle, he's just accelerating. That time he chases Kickow, who's starting to fatigue. And young Cade Lawton, given what we saw up in Magic Round, he'd be licking his lips waiting to get onto the field.
Passing.
I'll tell you what, they're not the sort of side that you invite into your 20.
Especially with Blake Green pulling the strings. Nikorima involved as well. Pete Hiku, the former Penrith Panther. 2 seasons at the foot of the mountains. Back through Nikorima, onto Green, and it's Isaac Luke. Long, Tuivasa-Sheck straightens and gets the pass, albeit clumsily, to Patrick Herbert eventually. Middle of the set. And there's Parsi rolling it off the hand, and Burr wasn't expecting it. They turn it over.
Let him go.
A little bit nonchalant from Ignatius Parsi. That won't please Stephen Kearney, with his side in great position to strike a third blow. To'o. Tough situation to make your debut, isn't it?
He's been solid early. They've been tested down his side of the field. Kickout, Maloney been under assault. He's had to get through some work, young To'o.
Down the short side through Fisher-Harris. He gets it on, and Dean Farre plays it just short of halfway again. Cleary is forced to kick from within his own half. A torpedo bomb that takes some catching, but RTS makes it look easy and can't skip away from a good chase. Bill Kickout. Lachlan Burr puts the tyre back on. Lucky it didn't fall into the hands of Jimmy Maloney. Otherwise, he'd be retrieving the footwear from row 3 or 4.
Doesn't mind an old boot throw, does he, Jimmy? It's forward just down there as Lachlan Burr that held on to him a little long, and he just ripped his boot off him.
The run from Jazz Tavanga sees Isaac Luke kick long, but it's too straight and rolls down into the in-goal where Brian To'o has it now. And he's wrapped up and loses the ball 11 metres out. Look at Isaiah Papali'i, happy with the chase, delighted with the result, and they are poised here, the Warriors.
Well, they just keep getting gifted field position, don't they? Another error from the Penrith Panthers at the back end. Another good chase. Numbers in the tackle.
But that comes on the back block of building pressure. It was a smart kick, wasn't it, from Isaac Luke out of dummy half. His side responded. They led the chase. It was good collision from Papali'i. And in the end, you force them into error through pressure. This is a big opportunity now for the Warriors to extend their lead to 18.
They're going to come up with something too. Look at the way they're set up on this left side.
It's Green out the back, Nikarima. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck chimes in and takes a really good tackle. Whare around the bootlaces. They swing it back the other way now. Tohu Harris. The defence was up to meet him.
Well, they've had a lot of luck through the middle. I reckon they should stick to that middle third of the field here.
Green with a skip in his step. You can say that about plenty of Warriors. Leading 12-0 and in great position here. Burr plays it. Luke goes flats and Bunty Afoa. They were sweating on him. A wayward pass, turning Blake Green around and they blow a play there. That's tackle 5. Nikarima drubbers. Dallin Watene-Zelezniak gets a kind bounce and gets away from 1-2 beyond his 10-metre line.
All right, Peter, let go, come on.
And now they've spotted another mistake. Is it a knock-on by the Warriors or Penrith?
Thank you.
At what point, when's the quick play the ball? He's got to get out the ruck.
He's got to play it as simple as can.
At what point?
So frustration
knock
building
on
there.
against Penrith.
Yeah, knock on against Penrith. Said he's got to get to his feet to play it.
James, that's how we brought it, mate.
Yeah, and there's the call from Perenara.
Incorrect
Look
play
at
the
the
ball.
frustration here.
James, I'm not going to
At what point he screams at Perenara.
Down.
I'd be looking at Patrick Herbert, given what he's dished up. Him and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. There's the run meter, 618 to 385. It's been an ambush from the New Zealand men.
And the post-contact advantage just as significant. Cody Nikarima jumping around. This is Afoa. Sporting the same hairstyle as Ignatius Parsi, the man he replaced, and a penalty here.
Inside.
Is it tap and go, or do they go ahead by 14?
Well, they should keep going. They've had the ball for the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Isaac Luke looking to the sideline, waiting for the signal. And the signal is we want to be more than 2 converted tries in front.
Well, Nick, I reckon you do what the opposition wouldn't want you to do. They can't handle the defensive load that they've had to do, the Panthers. Got a lot of football, the Warriors. They should have kept going there.
Well, I'm sure Brett Finch is bound for the coach's box in years to come. Finchy, what would have been your decision right there?
Yeah, obviously they're right on the attack here, the Warriors. Certainly got the upper hand. I can understand the decision to go for the 2. Put some 2 converted tries ahead. And the momentum they got, they could be down here the very next set. They're pouring through the middle of this Panthers outfit. Clear frustration from Tamo. But clearly all the ascendancy with the Warriors. You think Herbert will knock this over with ease and out to a 14-point lead.
And Blocker, that man there, Stephen Kearney, I think he's responded to where you're going with your point. Young Carl Lawton's about to be injected into the game. He gets the sense, he smells blood. He smells that they're starting to get tired and fatigued through this middle of the field. We've seen what Isaac Luke's been able to do in the opening half an hour. And with 10 minutes to go, here comes young Lawton. He is electric out of dummy half.
Yeah, you're right, Mick. That's definitely smelling blood in the water. You see Nikarima there off the scrum, bouncing across the field. The confidence is certainly up with the quick, smaller men in this outfit.
Made his debut at the Gold Coast. Now headed at the Warriors.
I'd be filthy if I was the hooker. He was carving them up. I'd be saying to the coach, mate, coach, I'm killing them out there. Leave me there. Hello.
That's when I just used to pretend I couldn't hear
Yeah, you
the
can't
trainer.
hear him. Yeah. What? You what?
That's why I started wearing headgear.
Back to front.
Patrick Herbert from right in front to make it 14 the advantage, which it is. Origin selectors with a keen eye on so many games, especially this one. The incumbent Blues halves, Maloney and Cleary, fighting for their Origin careers in 2019. And, of course, the team picked at the end of next weekend, at the end of round 11. First game Wednesday, June 5, Suncorp Stadium. Get your tickets at nrl.com/tickets. nrl.com/tickets for your Origin pass. Maloney with the resumption. And Tuivasa-Sheck goes straight to Afoa. Carl Lawton only played 2 NRL games this season. He's won both of them. Here he's into that dummy half position with Isaac Luke taking a breather late in this first half.
They just can't handle Mamalo. He is carving them to pieces in this opening 40 minutes. 115 kilos, full of power and footwork. So we see Nicarima now bouncing around.
In his second game at his new club, after 4 and a bit seasons as a Bronco, Jazz Tavanga.
Now he can get the football away too, Tavanga, so you'll see plenty of support for him.
Green down for Edwards, who catches well. He's a good player, Dylan Edwards, still young, just 23. A young father. After that shoulder reconstruction and a couple of poorer games by his standards, he went back to the Canterbury Cup and finds himself back in the top grade. His team down 14-0 late in this first half. Can the incumbent Kiwi captain get him out of trouble? Dallin Watene-Zelezniak playing jumper 5, a jumper filled by his brother in previous weeks, Malachi. And Tamo still 10 short of halfway after tackle 4. Ellis goes long through Maloney. Viliami Kikau allowed to wind up and brush Green aside. He's stopped on tackle 5. Clearing. It's a wobbly bomb. Tuivasa-Sheck can't get there. Neither could Edwards. Still there on the ground. Dived on by Penrith. Thrown up off the ground for Ellis to spiral the ball out to Wanga Blake. His grubber. Turns Tuivasa-Sheck around and he goes to ground, seeking safety just a couple of metres out.
He did well there, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And I mean, it's evident where the game's at the moment. You've seen the likes of Sione Katoa and Dylan Edwards at the moment. Katoa's only had 1 run out of dummy half, and young Edwards is battling to find metres. On the flip side, a real quality, as we see an error now, Matty.
Picked up by Cleary, numbers, simple pass and score. They blow it. They blow it big time. Dallin Watene-Zelezniak receives a poor pass at first sight and can't collect.
Well, they rushed it, didn't they? They scooped up the footy, went straight across to their right-hand side, but just rushed the play. You could take all day here. They had the overlap.
Well, it's their season in a nutshell, isn't it, boys? It was given to them on a platter. Catch and pass, the simplest of skills. And they needed that badly, the Panthers.
Just panicked, didn't they, Fincher?
I was just touching on the lack of impact from Edwards and Katoa. Just put so much pressure on your halves, and then you look on the flip side, the quality of Tuivasa-Sheck. He's already had 86 metres. He's had line breaks, line break assists, try assists. And then you've got Isaac Luke, who was incredible in that opening half an hour, who scored a try. Out of dummy half a number of times, was a real attacking threat, asking a lot of questions. You just need quality in key positions at the moment. The Panthers just really struggling in that hooker and fullback role.
So no advantage taken by the Panthers, so they feed the scrum and kick out. Can attack from close range, remembering the first mistake came from the Warriors. Now they can see the penalty, just slowing Penrith down and resetting on their goal line.
Sione, over here. Mark's over.
Wait.
Katoa to Cleary, and with a stumble in the run, Penrith are stopped. It's Fisher Harris, 5 out. Now out of dummy half was Tuivasa-Sheck or someone reaching in there. It was Lawton.
Mick, can I just ask you quickly, Katoa, just if we see the replay of this, stands up and takes 2 steps instead of throwing the ball from the ground. And he gets caught from marker. That's what happened there.
Yeah, they call it ruck recognition. You can see and you can sense Lawton. Whenever you've got an opposing dummy half in front of you, you know they want to spoil you. You never want your opposite number to get on top of you. Whenever I played Cameron Smith or Robbie Farrier and you get to mark, you want to spoil them. You don't want them to have an impact in the game. He should have known that young Lawton was going to jump on top of him. He should have been able to feel that. They call that ruck recognition block. at the moment, the Panthers they just can't get that area of the field right, whether it's Katoa or Egan.
The Panthers' 4th and 5th errors of the game really costing them. A try and then possession in the 20-metre area. Their account 5 each, but they're big ones for Penrith. Down 14-0 on a 5-game skid and desperate to salvage their season in coming weeks. Tavanga. And history says if they don't win this one, they won't salvage the season, as the Warriors come up with a mistake of their own here. Penrith clap their hands, get ready to set the scrum, because no Penrith team has ever made the finals from a 2-win, 8-defeat start, and that's what the Panthers are looking at.
Yeah, they're getting invited back into the contest here. Number of errors now, back-to-back from the Warriors, one from Peta Hiku, now from Jazz Tavanga, but they need points. The Panthers, they need points.
And the man, or the men to set them up, Cleary and Maloney. Can they do it before half-time?
I'd be going to the right-hand side. I'd come away from Blake and kick out. I just think there's some value going away from them.
3 minutes left in the half. Farey skips to the inside, gets through and was needing support. Had the arm free but couldn't find a fellow Panther. Cleary into dummy half. Long to Katoa, and Cade Ellis spins, backs his way in front of the uprights. Again, the Warriors give up a penalty early in the sets.
It's been a number of penalties at that end of the field for both sides. I mean, surely that's enough.
Well, James Maloney's gone to the referee too and said, listen, next one should be going to the bin.
We come back to that. Tamo.
Together now, straight away.
Setting up both sides of the field. They head to the right. Cleary finds a runner in Farey. Back the other way. Katoa to Cleary. Cleary goes short and flat. Moses Leota. But the defence was waiting. They read it well. Tavanga, Afoa and Isaiah Papali'i. Katoa to Tamo. And it was Lawton up, one-on-one. Important stop. Leota drops it with the line calling his name, screaming his name. They blow it again and he's cut as well.
Now, you think of the opportunities that the Panthers have had in this first half. They have panicked. Another drop ball over the line there. The one before when they had the overlap from the loose ball from the Warriors. They could have been well in this game.
What about that from Tavanga, Matty? When you make an error, you're just in fear that the opposition are going to score. And with the line wide open, watch this, it's Tavanga, watch this. The 14, whack, right in there around the ball. Relieving tackle there.
Great tackle. Leota back in the defensive line, but he'll need treatment on that head cut with blood flowing down the back of his neck. The Warriors with the ball. Tohu Harris out the back. Cody Nikorima. And Momalo loses it forward. Knock on against the Warriors. There's Leota. Well, he's bleeding from a couple of places. The nose needs treatment. There's the cut on the head I mentioned. And he's got an eye as well. He looks like he's gone 12 rounds with Justin Hodges.
Look at this tackle block. Bang. Oosh. He just cops one, I think, there from Parsi.
Stay here with us, fellas.
Ready to go?
Roger, head in,
Just
mate.
as he's falling.
Sonny, all the way in. Let's
Eye,
go.
nose,
Let's go. Shot clock
head.
off.
Hunty Afara it was.
Ball in. Come on. Out.
25 seconds left. Penrith in their own half. Runga Blake. He stopped 10 short of halfway, crawling forward. Time for maybe a couple more plays. Maloney and Tamo walks it forward. He'll just get the ball played in time. The final run of the first half. And Dylan Edwards gets the ball away. Taken by James Fisher-Harris, but the Warriors keep Penrith scoreless for the first 40. 2 tries to zip. Jimmy Maloney still barking instructions. It's the visitors ahead, 14-0. Much has been said about Penrith's faltering attack. this season, last in so many statistical attacking departments, but this one puts it in the picture perfectly. They've just played their third scoreless first half of the season, Mick, and their fifth scoreless half full stop for the season.
Yeah, it's been a real challenge for the Panthers to try and find points. They only average, as I said in the first half, only 13 points a game at the moment. For a side that found points at will in recent seasons, it's really concerning. They had, again, 19 tackles down on the Warriors try line. And look, positive is they had some chances that they missed. Zelezniak should have scored. Leota should have scored. So there's some positives to the Panthers, that they're creating chances. They've just got to nail them. That would have been the talk from Ivan Cleary at half-time.
They had some golden chances, didn't they? And drop balls cost them. Dallin Wateni, Zelezniak, Moses Leota. And Tamo is picked up and driven backwards. Dispatched in his own 10 again. Now a long ball away from dummy half, and it opened up momentarily for Cade Ellis. A ball movement early in this set as Viliami kick out goes beyond the 30.
Yeah, that's nice. Really nice from the Panthers there.
We'll find out shortly from Lara Pitt what was said at halftime. It looks as though Ivan Cleary has tried to put some confidence in his men to move the footy, to use it.
Well, the most important thing they've got to do, and we're getting at the back end of the first set from the Panthers, is really shut down Tuivasa-Sheck, Fusatua, and also Mamalo, who's run for 114 metres. So their kick chase, Cleary's kicking game's been pretty good in the first half.
Is it Tuivasa-Sheck under pressure and drilled by Jimmy Maloney, who timed it perfectly. A legal hit on Roger Tuivasa-Sheck.
That was a great hit there by the Panthers, number 6. Just flew down, timed it with perfection. But again, Mamalo, now Fusatua, rolling upfield. Look at this in the replay box. It's a wonderful take. Bang, collected.
Goal on!
Now the kick from the Warriors. And a slip from Dylan Edwards.
Well, that's a win there for the Panthers. They're up over their 40-metre line already. So you've got to get excited about starting this second half.
You're right, Nick. As good as the timing was from Maloney, the take was by Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Fantastic footy. Penrith just inside Warriors territory. Tyrell Fuimaono in jumper 15. Running out of room. Wateni Zelezniak stops in his run and is easy prey. Harris around the legs. And Mamalo up top, along with Nikorima. Fisher-Harris passing. Ellis again. This time tackled 22 out on the last. Cleary to the line, the kick off Nikorima and forward, so Penrith will get the ball back. They'll build some more pressure and they'll chase their first points.
Yeah, he got himself in two minds there, Nathan Cleary. Wasn't sure whether to kick. He was tracking Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, who just covers the ground so well. You could see from up here in the commentary box, not so much on that angle, just the eyes of Cleary trying to decide whether to thread the needle between Nikorima and catch Tuivasa-Sheck out of place. Here we go. And in the end, it's Nikorima, who just got his hand on the ball, unable to hang on to it. And a great opportunity now, Panthers.
But they've got to nail it, Nick. They had these opportunities in the first half, and they put all sorts of pressure on the Warriors on their goal line. They need to come away with some points here.
Maloney takes the line on. Now Katoa just rolls it off the hand for Leota, who gets the ball back to Katoa. Ellis again, Cleary, and it's put down. James Fisher-Harris inside the 10, early in the tackle count. Again, errors in crucial position, cruelling the home team.
Let's get 6 here.
Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. It's bizarre, isn't it? I mean, you come here with so much anticipation when you look at the 17 they named. There's so many quality players in this Penrith side, and at the moment they are just shot for confidence.
You could see Fisher-Harris there thinking about what he was going to do before he caught the ball.
Yeah.
Instead of catching the ball first and then getting your footwork going.
Lara Pitt, as we watched that replay, we could probably guess what Ivan Cleary said at halftime.
Yeah, no huge surprises from either sheds. Maddie just spoke to a frustrated trainer, Peter Wallace, from the Panthers. Basically, it was all about defence, tighten it up for the Panthers in the second half. Way too many missed tackles, which we've covered off extensively. From the Warriors, Stephen Kearney just said a bit sloppy in the back end of the first half. You need to cut out some silly errors and don't let them back in the contest.
Yeah, it's a great call there from Lara Pitt, because it was exactly, and we're seeing it now, the Warriors, a brilliant half an hour where they were almost faultless, and since then, just trying to force their hand too often, trying to find points too easily instead of doing the hard work and earning their points. They're trying to force the pressure passes, and Nicarima that time, he should have ran the ball. He had an opportunity to run the ball. Maybe he's the injection they need right now, Jerome Luai.
Look at his numbers last year against the Warriors.
He was
a couple of tries. He was fantastic, and he looks ready to go. He's on the bike. Will he find the footy field anytime soon? Whare towards the sideline. Hiku, the tackler for the Warriors. Back the other way, through Cleary, Fisher-Harris. This time he makes sure of the ball. Takes the tackle from Tavanga. A quick play the ball. Katoa long. Cleary straightens and is stumbling towards the in goal. Katoa behind. Now Viliami kick out. Did well to take the ball. And the defence gets there in time.
What a tackle from Afoa.
Eventually we clear the ruck. It took a long, long time. Leota, middle of the ground, crawling towards the in goal. Final play. It's Cleary, long, Whare across field. Wateni Zelezniak wrapped up by Ken Momalo. And again, the Warriors deny the home team.
It was a great tackle. Bundy Afoa, Viliami kick out, isolated. Afoa one-on-one on the try line, backing into the tackle.
I'll tell you what I did like, Nathan Cleary backing himself running the ball.
It's good to see. Great to see. Good defence out there from the left edge of the Warriors, Peter Hiku.
Now they need the defence to do a job, trying to trap the Warriors in their own territory. Mecklenburg given no latitude, and Mamalo mistimed his run. Lawton forced to go it alone.
That was a real slow play the ball, and they still couldn't get off the ground, the Panthers there. There was two left laying on the ground.
Bunty Afoa. That's tackle 5. The completion comes from Green. End over end, long down towards the back, but there's a mix-up. A terrible collision. Two Panthers left on the ground. Thankfully, both are getting back to their feet. Two fullbacks became one. Wateni Zelezniak playing on a wing. Dylan Edwards, the actual fullback. They get it horribly wrong.
You've got to yell at mine, haven't you? Yell it out. Mine.
Well, let's look on the bright side for the Panthers in an ugly moment. Neither player is injured, and for that we need to say thank you.
That was, you're right, Matt. Lucky, very lucky for both Edwards and Zelezniak.
Now Tavanga. The Warriors through Green. Afoa tries to get the quick play of the ball, but is held by Penrith. Green goes for Harris. It was a flat ball, and Tohu can't get the ball away. Green again tries to step away from Tamo and can't. He takes tackle 4. Lawton sends it towards the short side. Nicarima, his ball for Harris, and he was caught flat-footed. They blow a play there. And Green will drive it a long way across the ground, looking for a leaping Patrick Herbert, who gets there first, but is tackled in the process.
I'm still lost for words. It was like a car crash, wasn't it, between Edwards and Zelezniak? You could just see it unfolding. Boy, oh boy, that was a big collision. And a good defensive set there from the Penrith Panthers. Again, they just couldn't afford to concede any more points, and they didn't. And a strong run here from Zelezniak.
Friendly fire too, Mick. Your own teammate.
This is Katoa. Next up, we head to Suncorp Stadium. The Broncos chasing back-to-back wins. The Roosters after 9 straight victories. That's next on Fox League. Leota gets the ball away to Nicarima. It was touched by the Warriors. Still they're on it. That'll be play on. They've won possession. Put it down to Nicarima.
You saw on the screen there, young Jerome Luai. He's into the action now for the Penrith Panthers, no doubt. He'll be looking to add a spark. Looks like he's in the dummy half role.
Bunty Afoa. Lawton points towards the short side. And as a result, heads open. Green for Nicarima. The straight run is Tuivasa-Sheck. Well read. A fantastic tackle from Moses Leota. Strapped up after that head knock in the first half. Now Jazz Tavanga bobbing up everywhere, as is his style. And this time it's Penrith conceding the penalty, but much later in the set than the Warriors were in the first half.
I reckon they'll keep going here.
Well, they took the penalty earlier to achieve their aim of going out beyond 2 converted tries.
What's doing with the Warriors?
Yeah, it's been a mindset change, hasn't it? I mean, a side that always loves to throw caution to the wind. I thought they really earned that penalty. It was a terrific run from Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, and then on the back of that, Tavanga out of acting half, as we see Perinara here in a conversation with Jerome Luai.
He's an underrated player, Tavanga.
Oh, he's a good player.
Great footwork, hasn't he?
Really good player, yeah. Dally M interchange player of the year last year. Started the season strongly, as we see James Maloney again just trying to inspire his side.
Well, he tried with actions too when he made that tackle a little bit earlier on Tuivasa-Sheck. But why does it take the littlest bloke in the field for the Panthers to try and lift him? What are the other mob doing?
Well, that's now, it'll be 76 points, Matty, that they've conceded in 3 weeks for Penrith Panthers. They're going through an awfully tough period at the moment.
If they lose, their toughest period since 2002. The last time they lost 6 straight, Blocker.
But what do you do now? Look, they're behind on the scoreboard. They'll probably end up losing this game unless it's a huge comeback from them. You've already made plenty of changes. Talk of James Maloney going to England. What do you do now?
Well, let's ask Brett Finch sideline. How do these home fans start cheering the home team?
Yeah, it's a tough one for Penrith, isn't it? Now, the mindset for them is it's 16-0. Well, it may as well be 60-0. You know, they've got to have the attitude. They've got to take some chances, try some things. They just can't keep doing what they're doing. The worry for them is the Warriors, the last 20 minutes, they've been right off the pace. And Penrith haven't been able to make an impression on the score. But I like the thought of 2 points. Get some 2 points on the board. But if these big boys wind up off the back fence and kick to the corners, the game's there for the Warriors.
A restart from James Maloney, high down to Tuivasa-Sheck. And look at this run, as if we were starting the game all over again.
Hey, Finchy, do you think that with the Panthers that they just look too structured? Would you like to see them throw a little caution to the wind and get some second phase and try and play a bit of ad-lib football?
Yeah, you're right, Mick. We spoke about it earlier. The main play is to kick out on that left end, and it's a bit predictable. It's really tough. When your confidence is down, as you know, you just don't know what to go. Every question you pose to the fence, they've got answers for. But they do need to start trying a few things, take a few chances, because like I said, if they keep doing what they're doing, not much is getting a result at the moment.
A run from Lingisau, backed up by Tavanga. And here they are through Papali'i to halfway on tackle 5, and it's Green waiting on the short side. He went along the ground into a Penrith Panther. They've picked it up, and the ruling is a fresh set. Well, maybe the Warriors get a little lucky there. The referee's ruling that Penrith played at the ball. The Warriors will take that as for Satua.
I'd like another look at that. That's a big call.
Here it is in the replay box. Make your decision at home. Nicarima long. Ken Mamalo straightens into Wateni Zalesniak.
Geez, that's a tough call. That's a really tough call. What's Luai supposed to do?
I suspected as much.
And that's what happens to you when you're down on your luck.
Middle of the ground. Green shows it once, picks off Jazz Tavanga, and he's tackled by Leota. Lawton Green again. This time it's a grubber and well weighted. Too heavy, actually, and by a significant margin.
Yeah, too much weight on that one from Blake Green. Tried to get the angle on the ball, but it just skidded in these wet conditions. And now Zalesniak.
I thought he got the angle right, but then the ball deviated off a bounce towards the dead ball line and gifted Penrith 7 tackles, but they'll need them.
Matty, that would have been a cruel blow. If the Warriors score there on the back of that call from the referees with the 6 to go, that would have been heartbreaking for the Panthers.
But unfortunately for Penrith, when they're in this form, that's the sort of luck that so often goes their way. We've seen them bomb 2 golden opportunities in the first half that, had they not been in this position, I'm sure they execute better.
They're 1 try off clicking into gear, the Panthers, that they just need to cross the line.
Viliano making some strong contact with ball in hand. Now it's Maloney, kicks it past quickly. On it goes through Ellis. Kick out. Nice hands, Wanga Blake. And Wanga Blake didn't seem to really wind up there. And now at dummy half, they've knocked it on. And again, look at the position they're in where the mistake comes. But you're right, Blocker, Wanga Blake. What was wrong with that run?
Well, he tried to cut back in field. He's in slow motion. Now, I'm used to seeing this bloke as a tackle breaker. Look at that, tried to step off his foot to come back in field and just completely stopped.
Well, the penalty count will show that the Warriors have actually, the error count, I should say, will show that the Warriors have made more than Penrith. Only by 1, but it's the position where Penrith have coughed up the ball that will really hurt Ivan Cleary and is hurting his team. 16-0 down. Tuivasa-Sheck. As always, threatening yet to really explode in this game as Lengy Sow's put on his back. Lawton out of dummy half, standing and offloading now to another hooker in Jazz Tavunga. He's through this time, Jazz. His pass was to himself. Back now to Tuivasa-Sheck.
Chance to the right.
That's the way they're headed through. Nikorima, a long ball now. Onto the chest of Herbert, who beats a couple.
They're just crushing the Panthers with the speed of their play the ball. Speed of the play the ball far, twice as quick as what the Panthers do when they've got the ball.
Green, called by Puntiafoa, and it's a good tackle.
Good tackle.
Jerome Luai around the legs. Green in front of the posts. Now a ball for Harris. He goes out the back. This is Hiku. Pete Hiku can't spin clear. But you can see how close they are. 23 minutes to go. A long time for Penrith to get back into the game, but they need to hold the Warriors out here. It's Sow. Still 2 plays left. Green says we'll go the other way. And now Nikorima, dummy step. What skill from Cody Nikorima.
Well, he's gone out with Tuivasa-Sheck and just practicing those steps. That's Tuivasa-Sheck all over. Nikorima, as we said, a running player. Off his left foot, that's great footy. They did all the ball. Great try, Nikorima.
Mick, what a player to exploit a tired, low on confidence team on their own goal line.
Yeah, again, Blake Green orchestrating the shift across the ruck. Beautiful show inside. Look at the footwork there. He beats Nathan Cleary and Edwards. All ends up. What an injection he's been to the New Zealand Warriors, and a timely one. Watch this. Dummy. Bang. Right foot, left foot. Outstanding from Nikorima. And right next to a sorry block, their coach, Stephen Kearney, just erupted out of his seat with emotion. When you sign a player of this quality and they deliver for you, must be a great feeling.
And you see just out the back, if you have a look at the replay again, was Tuivasa-Sheck. There was a couple of Penrith Panthers that got invited to tackle Tuivasa-Sheck. Cody Nikorima takes it straight on. Great left foot step.
Isn't it nice to see young Nikorima look like he had the weight of the world on his shoulders in Brisbane, and as he strolled over there, a beautiful big smile on his face. Yeah, it was exceptional.
And Patrick Herbert happy to be given gift kicks like this all evening. 7 of 9 for the season, but he hasn't missed tonight. 20 blocks to the Warriors. Headed towards back-to-back victories after their comeback win against St George Illawarra. You'll see the Dragons on your Sunday ticket from Mudgee to get us going on Sunday against the Knights. But right now, Herbert makes it 22-0 to the visitors. Well, Brett Finch sideline. What about this from Cody Nikorima?
Yeah, doesn't a couple of weeks make a difference? Young Cody Nikorima goes over to the Warriors and comes in the team with some great go forward, which really suits his running game. Great footwork. What about the contrast from the two halves? On the other side of the coin, we've got our origin halfbacks for the Blues under all sorts of pressure. In the team that's not playing well, well, young Cody steps off the plane in New Zealand and jumps into a happy team going forward. And Mick, just a quick question for you. For Penrith, if their season does spiral out of control, where does it leave the club? A lot of young players on big contracts for long deals. Do they need to think differently about how this team plays or the structure they're heading?
Yeah, well, you know it's hard, don't you, Finchy? When everything's just not going right for you, confidence is down. It's a tough period. They've invested so much in Ivan Cleary, and at the moment, I mean, the vision that I saw at half-time in the change room, it looked like he was deflated. He looks like he's searching for answers as well.
Well, let's be fair, they were a top 4 side last year.
Absolutely they were.
What's gone on?
Well, plenty for that man to ponder. Cameron Ciraldo to his left, and as I wrote down this Penrith team list and the period at which players come off contract, I kept writing 2021, 2022, 2023. I'm amazed how many players in one team are signed long-term. And here they are, staring at a 2-8 start to the season. Green puts it high, end over end. This time there's a call at the back, and the catch is taken. Brian To'o.
Matty, they invested a lot in this Panthers side. There's a lot of wonderful young kids coming through the system here, and so we see a penalty.
Dangerous position.
Those long contracts, boys, I didn't see too many of the following years of mine.
You're a week-by-weeker, weren't you?
I'm a 24-hour prospect, Brock, you know that. We've just got to get through this next 20 minutes. Come on, boys.
Well, we've seen Cody Nikorima score a try in his former club. Next up, Broncos, Roosters. The Roosters a little undermanned, and the Broncos chasing back-to-back victories. The second leg of your Friday nights on Fox League.
Talk about a battle for some origin spots. Latrell Mitchell up against Katoni Staggs. You've got the likes of Payne Haas and Tavita Pangai, and Gillett Keary. There's so many on show in this next game.
There's Peter Hiku's in trouble here.
Edwards gets the ball away for Whare, and Hiku still down in back play. The trainer to him now, and calling for the game to be stopped. It will be any second as Cleary goes to the line, passes long. Tamo stepping, trying to repeat the try he scored in Wagga Wagga. Now we'll call time off, and all care and attention will be given to Peter Hiku.
Yeah, I think he got his head caught on the wrong side of the tackle here. I think he got a knee or a hip. You just see this. I think he gets his head caught on the wrong side. There it is there.
Tackle 4, James Tamel. They've got a process like it. I can't stop it without them.
He was set to put his head on the right side, but then the jump across his body by Dylan Edwards left him in trouble.
Just dropped his eyes, didn't he? And he lost sight of where Edwards was. And Henry Perinara taking great caution by stopping the game. As we see Hiku coming from the field.
And just back to the next game, Brisbane against the Roosters. When you've spotted the competition to start, like Penrith and the Warriors have, and like Brisbane have, when you get a win and you need to get on a roll, it makes every game so important, given that Brisbane can go back-to-back.
Well, it does, and when you play a side like the Roosters, Blocker, who are on top of the comp, there's no better place to build your confidence, is there?
Well, that's a challenge, isn't it? You've got to go out there. We've seen, and everyone mentioning how good this young forward pack for the Broncos is. They've got to aim up against the top side.
Liam Martin tackled 10 out in front of the posts. Luai into the dummy half position. On for Cleary. He changes to the point of the other side, and the kick from Maloney taken dead in goal. The Warriors not waiting, but making sure of it, and he forces another goal line drop out, his third of the night.
His short kicking game's been terrific tonight, James Maloney. Sits at inch perfect there. Fusatua, Tuivasa-Sheck taking no chances. But they need points, not not repeat sets of 6 at the moment. At the moment, they just don't seem to be threatening this Warriors defensive line at all. I'd like some change of direction through the centre third of the field. Luai's got to get out of dummy half. Slippery conditions. We see Fui Mayono.
But even a few ruck plays with players in motion. That's number of players running out the line rather than just one out. Too easy for the defence to clean up.
Luai to Fisher Harris onto Maloney and Martin, middle of the ground. That's tackle 2. Maloney again holding the pass up, and the pass then from Edwards goes to ground and over the sideline again. The error comes in the opposition 20.
Yeah, unfortunately for Dylan Edwards, who returns to the side tonight, the frustration, no doubt, on the young man's face in his actions there. Maloney does a terrific job attracting Herbert and Lawton, and it's just a pass that has to be made. And the likes of Tuivasa-Sheck, your Darius Boyds, these guys,
well, you know
they make that play, don't they, Block?
Yeah, they generally do, but you know what it was? It was Fusatua that put the pressure on there from the Warriors. It made him rush the pass straight away.
All the way in.
So the Warriors defensively, although they're in front 22 points to nil, still got that hunger to defend.
The Warriors completing well in the second half, ball in hand, working it out of their own danger zone, headed towards their 4th win of the season, but importantly, back-to-back wins for the first time this campaign.
Well, you know what they have got, the Warriors? They've got options. That's the big part of their game. You look at blokes like Tuivasa-Sheck and Luke in the first half out of dummy half, Davanga that's come on. They've just been decimated in the middle of the field defensively. The poor old Panthers.
Green straightens.
Liam, get up!
And takes tackle 5. And what about this? A penalty on tackle 5 with the Warriors still in their own half. They'll kick for the sideline and go straight on the attack. Penrith have given up 30 points in each of their last 2 outings, and that's in danger of being passed again.
There's a nice play there from Blake Green taking on the line. I mean, a lot of focus coming here tonight has been around the Panthers, but we can't take anything away from the New Zealand Warriors. 22 points to nil here on the road for the second week. They have been absolutely superb. They've come here with intent, they've come here with energy, and more importantly, on the back of a brilliant second half last week, they are full of confidence, and they have taken it to the Panthers this evening.
And Mick, I reckon they've got plenty more points. They're in a mood here, the Warriors. They've been outstanding. So much strike in their football side on both sides of the field and through the middle. Here they come to the left.
Lisa Armau walks inside Penrith 20. Plenty of time to build pressure in this set. With tackles up their sleeve, Green had Maloney sweating on him, didn't he?
Really good tackle.
Lawton back towards the middle of the field. Here's Jazz Tavanga. And they get a penalty.
Geez, we've seen some penalties down this end of the field, haven't we? From both sides.
Penrith caught offside, Mick. Surely they tap and go here. Surely. Well.
Oh, they're just rubbing salt into the wound, aren't they? Just in complete control at the moment. Again, Tavanga, that late footwork has caused the middle defenders of the Panthers a lot of trouble. He's had an outing, hasn't he, Block?
He might need to kick and practice Herbert.
Well, if you've watched Patrick Herbert for the last 15 minutes, he's walking with a limp. It's taken him 5 minutes to come off the right flank. But he'll take the 2 points. I mean, 24-0.
And mate,
what a statement that is.
Nick Tavanga, just to come off the bench and come off dummy up, and straight after what Isaac Luke has done to start the game, to have a bloke like that to come on who's got that speed and that footwork. He doesn't look like a real big fella, but...
Well, they had a real point of difference there, bench, and I love that from Stephen Kearney. He's got Tavanga, who comes on through the middle as that ball playing, that athletic and strong Cameron Murray type player through the middle. Afoa just brings energy and carry. And young Lawton, he's a nice replacement for Isaac Luke. So plenty of minutes tonight, Lawton. I'd like to see Luke come back into finish off what he started. It was a great half an hour from the veteran.
He'll catch pneumonia. He's been sitting down there that long. He hadn't even been on the bike.
Patrick Herbert having quite the night as well there. He goes to 16 points, a try, and 6 from 6. No wonder the Warriors are celebrating. Up later on, Professor, Barney and Hindy are joined by Raiders legend Laurie Daly. That's straight after the Broncos and the Roosters on the Professor's late hit, missing Brett Finch tonight. But Fincher, you've spotted the Warriors' defence well and truly.
Yeah, without a doubt, Matty. 24 points down to the Warriors, and their attack's been fantastic. The halves are combining exceptionally well, but you've got to give credit to their defence. No tries so far. Geez, if they get that part right, they're going to be a hard team to stop this year.
So to get a result from the restart, Penrith, the short kick-off knocked backwards and retrieved. So Tamo goes forward. Are there points in Penrith tonight, or do they finish scoreless? Which would really rub salt into the wounds, which are gaping here at the foot of the mountains now. Edwards. Luai picks out Fisher-Harris onto Maloney. He finds Kikau, who straightens but was grabbed by Green. Then the reinforcements arrive. Tavanga and Papali'i. Martin slips. Easy prey.
It's like a ball work session at the moment for the Panthers.
Mid-set. Maloney hits through Mayono flats. But again, multiple Warriors are waiting. Luai. Deep from dummy half to Maloney, long to Cleary. Cleary has Kikau on the outside, but the pass on the first bounce picked up by the debutant, Brian To'o. Inside the 10, he takes the 5th. The Warriors with one more tackle to navigate. Cleary, his kick into the Warriors and Rule played at, so they get a fresh set. Maybe returning the favour from earlier on. Farai. Here's the call now, and just sits it up for Watene Zalesniak. Surely now, Penrith find a way through. Luai. It's Maloney taking them on. Tamo went unused. 70 minutes in. Are there points for the Panthers? There's a penalty.
Come on, mate. That one is. Get back.
The fans are yelling out, take the 2.
Thankfully, they elect not to, Blocker, and Tamo is pushed backwards.
Just don't tangle there, Leeson.
Well, how good is this New Zealand defence? Fisher-Harris. He's held by Nikarima, by Ignatius Parsi, and Lingy Sao. Clearing. On to Maloney. Maloney can't get away. Thrown to ground by Isaiah Papali'i. Down the short side. Can they force numbers here? Kick out. Get onto his back eventually. Blake Green, the last man up for the Warriors. They clear the ruck. Go to Maloney.
Good.
What a try saver. Lawton it was down low.
Geez, a gutsy play.
This is the last, and they concede a penalty, a leg pull.
Carl.
Bit too much adrenaline pumping through Carl Lawton right there. He'd saved the try. They'd done the hard work, but they give another set to Penrith.
Well, that's 37 tackles now down on the Warriors line. No points.
Cleary, he's grabbed, shovels the ball out towards Edwards, and he's flung to ground by Momalo. Luai. Farai finds an open man, and finally the Warriors break, and it's Liam Martin up celebrating for Penrith, his first NRL try. Well done, Liam. They're celebrating in Temora, and they're celebrating in Penrith because the duck is broken.
Well, it's been set play for set play for set play, and the Warriors have handled it all evening. And all of a sudden, Dean Farai with a bit of skill and a bit of intuition coming through that middle of the field. And he exploits the Warriors' defensive line with a lovely short ball for Martin. Really nice piece of play there from the Panthers.
I reckon it's the first time the Warriors have got their spacing wrong there. If you had a look at it, the space where Green was on the outside. Well done by Liam Martin to get his first try too. just ran into that gap. It opened up.
Yeah, Block, it's not structured footy, was it? It was Faro just taking the ball, coming in from the centre, using his footwork. Quick man around the middle, use his footwork, create some space on the outside, and Mark push through. Been so structured tonight, the Panthers.
This man, he spent a couple of years in Penrith under 20 system, 3 seasons, including this one in the Canterbury Cup, and gets his first NRL try in his 5th game in the top grade. Next up, Broncos, Roosters. The Roosters chasing 9 straight. Ryan Hall, the England international, about to make his debut for the Roosters. Back from that knee injury, the knee reconstruction. And I can hear what rugby league fans are shouting, just what the Roosters need, another international on the field.
Well, take their pick. I mean, they lose Daniel Tupou and they've got Brett Morris and Ryan Hall, who's been so successful over in the UK Super League playing for Leeds for so long. It's a healthy roster, Matthew.
Ryan Hall marking Corey Oates. Is there a line there somewhere, Mick?
Hall and Oates.
You got it. But unfortunately, Penrith don't, because look at the Warriors celebrate. They've forced an error. They want 30 points. And mistakes. Again, it'll be keeping Ivan Cleary awake. Isaiah Papali'i just menacing Dylan Edwards.
The ball had left him. Gone back on the inside there. That's a great recovery there from Papali'i.
The challenge for Ivan Cleary is, I mean, Edwards spent 4 weeks out of the side and was put back, and it would have put a real dent in his confidence, and young Aikens came in and tried to establish himself, and he's been put back. And again tonight for poor young Dylan Edwards, it hasn't been a happy evening.
Fusatua tackled here with just the 2 tries so far this season. Hasn't been able to repeat his Ken Irvine medal-winning form from last year. But there is plenty of time for him and the Warriors, who are headed towards their 4th victory. Ignatius Parsi gets the leg drive going. Big Iggy all the way to the in goal. What intent from Ignatius Parsi.
Yeah, had problems in the middle of the ruck all night, haven't they, the Penrith Panthers? Parsi it is, just keeps those legs pumping. There's a number in the tackle too, just shows his strength. 3 Penrith Panthers around to make the tackle. After they'd scored the last try, that's a great recovery here from the Warriors. Look at this for power.
That's his 12th NRL try, Michael Ennis, and I dare say one of his best.
That's brilliant. I mean, you talk about post-contact metres. He's been collected 12, 13 metres out from the line. He's like a Lynn Fox truck just strolling upfield.
See, well,
they were carrying. Look at this blocker.
Look at Kickout. What's he doing here? Watch him back off. This is a confidence thing. Look, he's got to get involved in the tackle.
Look at Edwards.
You're near enough. Get in there.
It's disappointing. It comes on the back of the energy from Papali'i, who forced the turnover on Edwards. And that is a superb solo try from one of the NRL's powerhouses, Ignatius Parsi. Look at that.
This will warm the heart of Stephen Blocker-Roach. Blocker, a front rower, sporting number 8, scoring in back-to-back weekends now.
It was just determination, wasn't it? And we mentioned how poor they've been in the middle of the ruck, the Panthers. He just showed them right up there at the back end of the game to make a run like that. That's a brilliant try.
It's a great win for the Warriors. Put themselves 2 points outside the 8 now. This time last week, they were looking at 5 straight losses.
Herbert up to 18 points and counting. 3 times the Warriors have been 4 and 6. 4 wins, 6 losses, and gone on to make the finals. 01, 07 and 08. Brett Finch sideline. Time for a fearless prediction. Is Stephen Kearney and his team going to the top 8 in your opinion tonight, or at the end of the season?
Well, with form like this, they certainly will, Matty. The defence has been superb, and the combination of Nikorima and Green, the hooker rotation has been fantastic. We've got 2 of us and Sheck at the back, the best in the business. When they get it right, they're an extremely hard team to stop.
Short kick-off again by Penrith, but look at Ken Momalo.
And I forgot to mention 2 wingers that run about 300 metres a week. Helps as well. Outstanding.
This is Tohu Harris. Ken Momalo, 183 metres and counting.
The positive thing too, Matt, is we're coming into the Origin period that there's no player in the Warriors side. Yeah, they've got no injuries at the moment, but there's no player there that will be selected from Origin, if I'm correct there. I'm sure. So that's really handy at this time of year.
So 30-6, and the Warriors aren't done yet, although Parsi looking for another try. Maybe a little greedy, coughs up the ball, and Kickout comes away with it. It's mixed up for the Warriors. They're at home at Mount Smart against Brisbane. The game that you'll see on Fox League next Saturday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Warriors, Broncos. And the Broncos getting ready now as Nicarima knocks the ball down.
First that way.
Broncos against the Roosters.
He's a clever little player, isn't he, too? If you look up the scoreboard, 30 points to 6, you can go for those sort of intercepts there. Cleary holds the ball out in front. Throws it late. Good player, Nicarima. What a pick-up for the Warriors. Energy, speed, footwork.
Yeah, the Warriors host the Broncos, then head into their bye. That's the run ahead for them.
Down you go. Don't feed it yet. Don't feed it.
Next up, Brisbane, Sydney Roosters. Can Brisbane go back-to-back? We'll get to see Ryan Hall make his NRL debut. And this is Wanga Blake.
Some fine Englishmen in our competition at the moment, isn't there?
And won't we see a Battle of Britain this weekend?
Yeah. Tomorrow night down in the nation's capital.
Canberra, South Sydney. Pick the Aussie accent down there. I won't understand Ricky Stewart barking sideline. Again, Fox League, a place to see every game, every weekend. And you've seen a fine performance from the Warriors to get us going this Friday. Luai on to Maloney. And now Cleary. Quick hands out towards Wateni Zalesniak. Momalo has him covered. Back to Cleary. He heads across field. Tamo passes. Luai. Where does Jerome go? He sits it up for Dylan Edwards. Edwards fending away from 1, 2. And now he's pulled the ground.
Last tackle.
Last play, and again they've spent an eternity in the opposition 20. They kick, and the ball goes dead, but it's touched by the Warriors, so a fourth goal line dropout forced by Penrith.
I think that's the most pleasing thing, Block, tonight. We've seen a number of repeat sets from the Penrith Panthers. Their short kicking game's been great, whether it's Cleary, Maloney, or whether it's Jerome Luai, but the Warriors have just been happy to turn them away. We heard Cody Nicarima say that to Lara Pitt at half-time. They're willing to back their defence.
When you look up, if you're the coach, Stephen Kearney, it's 30 points to 6, you'd be thinking how great our attack is. But I reckon he'll be most pleased with their on-goal defence. In the first half, the Panthers had plenty of opportunities. They just kept shying them away. They've done so in the second half. Only the one try to the Panthers.
James Fisher-Harris. Penrith, the team tackled most in the opposition 20 this season, have been tackled there 41 times tonight, and they have 6 points to show for it. Martin, a little juggle, but he gets it back in time. And a minute 40 left. Maloney. Here's Cleary. A long ball. It's taken by Kickow on that left edge. It's Wanga Blake, in fact. Blake. You can see how close he is. Kickow waiting in that dummy half position. He'll drive out of dummy half. Can they keep Bill Kickow out as he come up with a consolation 4-pointer? Penrith answered that question by embracing the back rower.
They've got a try.
He's too strong.
Just confirm he doesn't lose this ball, please, mate.
Just like the biggest kid in the under-8s, just goes in a dummy half. That's a try.
Yeah, Patrick Herbert.
Possession is maintained right to the ground, where the ball is grounded. We have a decision.
He's been a handful all evening for the Penrith side. He's had 8 tackle breaks himself, but he just couldn't stop Big Viliami. Just too powerful from that close to the line.
Tell you what, you couldn't fault Maloney's effort in this game of footy. I mean, the way he digs into the line, always copping the hits.
Yeah, I sense. I played a lot with Jimmy, and I reckon that play before, when he's in that form that we know that he can play, and I reckon he hits 2-0 on the wing. But instead he just takes the percentage play and plays short to Wonga Blake. And at the moment, that's reflective, isn't it? I mean, he's tried to inspire the Panthers tonight, and it's clear he just pushes that wide, but they're just lacking confidence with their attack.
So 30-10 as we sum it up. 4 converted tries to 2. 3 penalty goals from Patrick Herbert, making sure the Warriors hit 30. The try scored by Isaac Luke, Herbert himself, Nikorima, and Ignatius Parsi with a show of force to score in back-to-back games. So it'll be a happy trip back to New Zealand as they prepare now for Brisbane. And the Warriors go back-to-back for the first time this season. No hurry to start, but the clock has stopped inside the final 5. We'll have 40 seconds as you look down over Panthers Stadium. Next up, Suncorp Stadium. Brisbane against the Roosters. Herbert kicks. It's taken by Edwards, and Luai says, let's move the ball. Let's see what we can do in the final minute. Maloney kicks with a bit of backspin. It's scooped up brilliantly by To'o, who ducks out of one tackle, but is wrapped up by Tuivasa-Sheck in a bear hug. But they concede the penalty. Contact ruled to be high, so Maloney drives it long and he's forced back to the mark.
I told you to wait.
Pinch a few more metres than he's entitled to.
Let him have it. Just let him have it. Surely to golly gosh, I mean...
I told you to wait.
Surely to goodness.
That's the one I was looking for. Yeah. I'm lost for words, like Ivan Cleary at the moment. It's going to be a tough old period in the dressing room in the coming moments.
Luai to Cleary. Final play of the game. Edwards now Farday. His kick into the back of Ken Mamalo. And that will do us. The Warriors running in 4 tries. Patrick Herbert finishing with 18 points. The New Zealanders go back-to-back and condemn Penrith to a 6th straight defeat. 80 minutes gone at Penrith. Warriors 30, Panthers 10.